What's up guys, GB here, and I got another replay for you, and this is going to be a 2v2, and I am spawning up here as the red Terran. My partner is woogs, spawning here as the blue Protoss, a little late getting his probes onto the line. Our opponents are going to be Guest, the purple Protoss, and Mal'Ganis, the teal Protoss. So this is a 2v2, and let me put the production tab for y'all. So there's going to be 3 Protoss, 1 Terran, I'm the only Terran. Throwing down my supply depot so I can get my barracks up. And yeah, so woogs is actually a real life friend of mine. He's a good guy, I've known him for a really long time. And we made a deal that we're both going to play StarCraft 2 this summer and get really good. So looking forward to that. Yeah, so this is going to be pretty standard opening by all 4 players. I'm actually going to block up our entire ramp by myself. Usually in 2v2 you have both people do it. Like, I'll put a supply depot here and a barracks here, and he'll put a pylon here and a gateway here, and it'll end up being blocked off. But I decided to take the initiative and block off the entire ramp ourselves, but not before this scouting probe gets here. But all he's going to find out is what kind of races we are, which he already knew from the loading screen. But woogs is gonna take care of that scouting probe till he gets around with his probes and get back to work. Probes, you need to be mining. So woogs has his gateway on the way. I have 2 racks on the way, and I did not leave enough room for a 3rd barracks right here. So I will show you what you do when that happens a little bit later. And getting back to the game, I got my orbital command on the way, and my partner is getting another pylon, so that's always good. A Protoss needs lots of pylons. Looks like our opponents are getting a cybernetics core, gateway. Looks like he's got his gas on the way. This Protoss has his gas already, has a cybernetics core and another pylon on the way. So nothing too fancy here, pretty standard. They'll probably both throw down a couple more gateways when the time comes to produce more gateway units. Woogs still doesn't have his gas or a zealot on the way or anything, so he was obviously distracted at this point in the game. I've got my gas, a couple supply depots, and this is what I was saying before, is if you don't leave enough room right there, you can build a bunker. Because pretty much what that's going to do is choke all their units like right here, and then you can just have an SCV repair the bunker, and yeah, it's pretty good strategy. Like, say they rush up here with a bunch of zealots, they can only stream through here 1 at a time, and you just put 4 marines into the bunker, and yeah, works out pretty well. Little did I know, I left this space open right here, so usually you probably want to move that bunker barracks up 1 more spot. But throwing down a 3rd rack is going to go heavy Terran infantry, making sure to build plenty of supply depots, don't want to get myself supply blocked, and getting both my gases. Looks like woogs has both his gas left. I'm not mining gas out of this one yet, so he's going to be a little short on gas come unit production time. But he does have a zealot, and he doesn't have warp gate on the way yet. He should any second though. Yeah, he'll probably chrono boost that out to get warp gate technology. Our opponents don't have warp gate technology either, but they are chrono boosting that out themselves. So getting a couple more gateways. We've got a lot of stalkers, 1 zealot. Yeah, if we look at the units tabs, they're ahead in probe count, but you know, I'm caught up with my partner. If you include the mules, I probably need to continue producing SCVs at this point, which I am. So yeah, we're all producing SCVs except for woogs. So the key to a good economy is to continually produce probes, SCVs, and drones. But woogs actually going to throw down a robotics facility before our opponents. However, they chose to get a Stargate. Where's the Stargate at? Oh, they've got a robotics facility, chrono boosting out an observer, gateway. Where is the Stargate? There's the Stargate. So purple is probably going to get either Phoenixes, Void Rays, or even carriers if you can get the fleet beacon out. Woogs throwing down a robotics facility and a pylon. And what am I doing? Massing up marauders. and almost a Hylok, so I need to make sure to throw down another supply depot, starting to work on current infantry weapons 1. Throwing out another barracks, so that's going to be 4 barracks for me, close to the bunker, and yeah. Looks like I'm at 41 of 43, woogs at 31 of 42, our opponents are 39 out of 42, and 49 out of 50, so it looks like Teal is in the lead and the rest of us are pretty much equal. Looks like they even got a Immortal out, so they got Sentries, Stalkers, and Observer. So pretty standard gateway play by our opponents. Woogs continuing to get out his Zealots, trying not to use all his gas because he's going to want to get Immortals and Colossus out when the time comes. Supply blocks himself, so he needs to throw down a couple more pylons. I'm at 48 now out of 51, so the problem is that I'm producing off all these barracks now, and actually throwing down another barracks, so that'll be 5, and getting the tech lab, so I'm going to be producing Marauders off of all of these barracks. And Woogs is getting the Chrono Lance upgrade, is that what it's called? Yeah, pretty much what it does is it makes your Colossus able to shoot from farther distance. So it's really good against, you know, infantry kind of units, land units, because you can just put your Colossus in the back while everyone's fighting your Colossus or just zapping people away with that splash damage. So continuing to produce Zealots, and I put a missile turret up here just in case he tries to come in with Dark Templar. Missile turrets work as a detector, so if he tries attacking, you know, like my tech labs or my barracks, or if he tries to want to sneak around here, missile turret's gonna keep eye to that, and yeah. And what I probably should have done is put these Marauders right here to finish the wall off, but I didn't realize that this was an open spot. So no, deciding not to get the 5th barracks, must have cancelled it and put up the factory. And I think I only built this factory for the sole reason of able to tech up into Starport, because I wanted to get air units, like Medevacs, Vikings, stuff like that. And yep, you can throw it on the Starport right now, so I'm at 65 to 75 supply. I do have the first weapons done, and starting to work on defense now. Looks like Woogs is going to get his first Colossus out, and his Chrono Lance upgrade is almost done. Looks like our opponents are actually starting to expand, which is good on their part. We are still working off one base, and we're almost we're mining ourselves out here, so we probably need to expand pretty soon. But we do have a formidable size army. I'm at 71 of 83. Woogs is at 64 of 66. Our opponents are at 57 of 84 and 88 of 92. So Teal with a commanding lead, but most of that is probes. His army size is not much bigger than mine, and they don't have any upgrades while I'm working on 1-1, and Woogs doesn't have any upgrades. So me, being the smart player I am, gonna be yeah, jumping that out. So what I had done is I built this reactor on either the barracks or the factory, and lifted it off, and then put my starport down on the reactor. So while my starport was building, I was able to build the reactor. Now I can produce 2 units off of that starport. So now I've got 2 medevacs coming down, which is going to be really cool because it's going to be able to heal all my Marauders. It's going to be able to heal the Zealots, any organic units that we decide to get. If you decide to get Dark Templar, they can heal those also. So pretty much we decided that they're both Protoss, and that Woogs was going to get mostly gateway units, and make sure he gets enough Stalkers, because I'm going to go pretty much full on Marauder, because Marauders work really well against Zealots, they work really good against Stalkers, they work really well against Sentries, they work really well against Colossus, so pretty much anything besides Immortals, which they only have like 1 or 2, yeah, they only have 2 here, yeah, so my Marauders are going to work good on everything else here, and yeah, so as long as we don't get too cocky and move out too quickly, push ahead of ourselves, our army size and army ability is going to be much more greater than theirs. So I do have the 1-1 done, and I throw up the armory just so I can get more upgrades. So I'm going to be working on that second attack right now, and I probably should have built 2 engineering bays instead of just 1. And then I got supply blocked, so I made sure to get the supply depot first. Looks like we're finally going to move out here, lifting off the barracks, so it's just easier for our units to get through. And I probably should have lifted off this one also, because there's just a huge traffic jam at that one little spot. But that's what I was saying, like right there, is they can just get through. So trying not to get ahead of ourselves. We don't want our army to get too spread out. And it looks like we're all out now. So pushing out at 99 and 92. So Woog's able to catch up. Just scouting with my barracks right here. So I'm going to see that he has this expansion up now. And since we're pushing out, the first rule is to expand. So I've got my command center building up here. So I can just lift it off and land it over here. Woogs is going to expand in this little corner position. And going to try and make sure that we keep producing units. I got Marauders on the way along with 2 more medevacs. Woogs is continuing to produce Colossus. And yeah, I've got my expansion ready. Woogs has got his expansion up and ready. So this is a perfect time for us to push out and see what happens. So we got 3 Colossus, 17 Marauders, and 4 medevacs. So this is a pretty decent sized army for both of us. Great time for us to push out. It looks like Teal is out by himself right here. Purple needs to get his army up there to assist him, because if this gets engaged, he gets a free shot at us there. We're going to stimp pack. Going to try and get a couple key snipes on these units right here. That Colossus is going to go down. No, it didn't get down, but it's really low on health. And yep, there it goes. That Colossus goes down. We have stimp again, because I do have these medevacs to heal. He's going to put up a couple force fields, cut off our army. And just going to heal up real quick, because I do have the medevacs for that ability. And going to regroup our forces, because we were continuing to produce. So we got 2 more medevacs, a couple more Marauders, and getting 2 more Colossuses out, and warping in some Stalkers and some Zealots. I decided that I'm going to go get some Marines right now, so I got the Combat Shield, working on Attack Weapons 1 and Attack Weapons 2 and Shield 2. I did end up getting that other engineering base, so I could upgrade both my things at once. Flying my command center over here to set up my expansion. Woogs get a couple more gateways so you can get warp gates, because it doesn't matter where your warp gates are, you can warp in units at any pylon position.